Hey, all you apes out there. This is Jim Marin coming to you from the Great Canadian Apes and highlights for January 13th, 2022. Today's price action. Oh, tough day. Ouch. 10% down. Market cap is now under 300 million, so that's pretty crazy. We're going to be going through the further review of Progenity's corporate presentation from the H.C. Wainwright BioConnect conference. We're going to be divvying that up each day. We gave an overview 2 days ago about it, and we're just going to chunk it up as we go through. A look at our all-star team of world-renowned doctors. And a big shout out goes out to Melting Down, one of our good fellow apes in the community who it kind of gave me a nudge to be able to give them a word of thanks. And these world-renowned doctors are awesome. So thank you, Melting Down. Ortex and Fintel short squeeze data. We'll have the dark pool data again. We'll have our price target for the week. And you've got to call your broker. Do not send your orders to the dark pool, whether they're buy or sells. They're going to package them up and use them against us. We'll have an update on the potential upcoming patent. PROG is still looking very good long term, not financial advice. So, going off of pieces of the corporate presentation, yesterday we presented this linear graph in comparison to the logarithmic graph that was presented during the conference. And yes, doctors could have been, and thanks to Melting Down for pointing this out, doctors certainly could be working through a logarithmic scale. So I just wanted to show the linear scale of it, which just accentuates the reality that the results that were from the colon tissue coverage tofacitinib oral tablet versus the PGN, so the Progenity 600, was just extreme. And so that was pretty cool. Could have done the exact same one for this one. And so thank you very much, Melting Down, for that. To be able to go on and, let's say, talk about the DD that another Reddit person or a person on Reddit, uval.-OU76. Thanks very much for sharing your DD on Reddit. Just going to go through it here. This came up a few days ago. Hello, proggers. I'm going to speak about the new press release published on the 5th of January. Several critical informations can be extracted from this PR. As you already know, Progenity will present data during the Congress of the ECCO conference on the 18th of February 22. There will be 2 presentations on Progenity. I will start with the following presentation. The one on tofacitinib tissue exposure correlates with endoscopic outcome. To be honest, when I read this PR, I did not expect that. Indeed, the last time we heard about a study on tofacitinib was on May 24th, 2021, when the results of a preclinical study on animals were released. If you don't remember the good results of that preclinical study, see the print screen below. And so back in May, they did it, with animals. I believe it was dogs and canine. And they had some great results with it. So I read everywhere that the use of tofacitinib in a clinical study should have started January 22. And today, we just learned that Dr. Severin Vermeer will present the data of a clinical study which uses tofacitinib. That is very good news. Maybe you don't realize how it is good news. It is a significant progress. It means Progenity used the direct delivery of tofacitinib to the site of inflammation on humans for the first time ever, as far as I know. When you read the title of the presentation, tofacitinib tissue exposure correlates with endoscopic outcome, you immediately know that the data will be good. And as the graph that I showed earlier, it was incredible results they came through. It was 10,000% better. Indeed, they used endoscopy, example of endoscopic picture presented in the picture below, in order to examine a person's digestive tract and to monitor the effect of the drug. In the title, they use the words correlation. There's a correlation between tissue exposure and endoscopic outcome. This title is very positive. It means that they delivered the drug directly to the site of inflammation. And they also tested another way of administration, maybe oral treatment, which they did in order to make the comparison. We know from the preclinical study that tofacitinib tissue exposure is much bigger with the direct delivery than with the oral treatment, and it was hundreds of percent better. So in this title, we already know that they observed an impact of the drug on the disease. The patient data will not be presented by just anyone. The results will be presented by Dr. Séverine Vermeer. Dr. Vermeer has received prestigious awards from the Flemish Association of Gastroenterology in 1996 and 2001, the National Crohn's and Colitis Association in 1997, the Belgian Gastroenterology Association in 2001, and was given the Biotherapeutic AstraZeneca FWO Scientific Scholarship in 2001. She received a gold medal at the World Congress of Gastroenterology in Vienna in 1988 and was a listing rising star in gastroenterology at the European Congress in Prague 2004. Her scientific work has focused on genetics and pharmacogenics of IBD. This is her life, IBD, what PROG is doing right here, on the role of the microbiome in IBD and on aspects related to immunogenicity of biological therapies. These research lines have resulted so far in more than 300 peer-reviewed full papers. She served as associate editor for Gut from 2004 to 2010 and is currently associate editor of the Journal of Crohn's and Colitis. Dr. Vermeer is the past president of the Belgian IBD Research and Development Group and is also past president of the ECCO conference, the exact conference that she's going to be presenting to. She was past president, and she's coming with this first time ever amazing results from a human experiment. So it's not written here, but she also won the AstraZeneca Foundation Award for her research on inflammatory bowel diseases. Well, now you understand, in her field, she's a champion. She's Sidney Crosby. She's Tom Brady. She's good. This internationally well-respected scientist will present patient data for progenity at the ECCO conference, where she was the president in the past. I believe we have every reason to be optimistic. Okay, and we're going to be going further with that tomorrow with the other all-stars of this team. And here she is right here. Dr. Séverine Vermeer is listed in... and you'll see her right on the Progenity Leadership Board. She's one of the key doctors in this study, and this has been her life to bring patients. Right now, 70% of the Crohn's patients have to have their bowels removed, part of it, right? It's not a good deal. Only 1 in 4 actually are in remission because of current products. This is groundbreaking for them. Tomorrow I'll also be going on with Gerrit Heens, Dr. Heens, who's going to be the main presenter for the 34th Belgian, and he is an amazing scientist, as well as Dr. Bram Verstock. This is all groundbreaking news for them, and they're excited to go on their European tour. On the Frankfurt market, PROG was down 6.92%. Previous close was 1.59 euros. They opened at 1.54, had a high of 1.54, and closed at a low of 1.48 for $1.70 US. Hello, Europe. PROG in North America and the New York Stock Exchange was down 10% for the day. Previous close was $1.79, opened at 177, high at 178, went right down. It was ouch all day long. Lots of people are still averaging down, that sort of thing. I bought a couple thousand over here. I'm going in and out of this play. I'm not just hodling. Like many of the apes, we've come a long way in the last year. We don't just hodl to the moon, that sort of thing. We need to have this as a long term and make money in the long term. So look at the charts. See what's going to be good for you. Is it going to be better to average down? Is it going to be better? Do you think it's going to go even lower? And we'll talk about that. It closed at $1.61 on volume of 13 million, which was substantially more than what we've had for the last few weeks. All the major markets indices were down, and so maybe that had an effect on PROG. But it seems when they go down, PROG goes down even more. Today's level of support was at $1.60, levels of resistance at $1.66 and $1.64. Past levels of resistance, if we start breaking up through here, we're going to see some resistance for sure in around the 180, the 188, $2, $2.13, $2.25. Watch for levels on the downside. This could go as low as $1.50. And if it goes down past that, it's like $1.23. I believe that until a major catalyst occurs, and I'm pro PROG. I've got 5-figure holdings and have for a long time. Until a major catalyst occurs, though, PROG could go lower. Our price target is $1.50 to $2. No, not financial advice. And we listed that $1.50 and $2 as early as Monday, if not last week. The options expiring on January 14th. Hedge is going to have a price target of under $2. Still only 1% in the money calls, 99% out of the money calls, 19% out of the money puts. 81% are in the money puts. The hedgies have a lot to gain. The closing price again this week is less than $2, with over 1 million shares in calls at that price point, and over 140,000 shares in puts at $2. $2 have been their price target for the past 3 weeks. We beat them once. I don't think we're going to beat them this week. It's not going over $2 this week. It's not going to go over $2 tomorrow, I don't think. They may go over after earlier shorted shares in the lower $1 range. We feel until a big catalyst, which is a partner, like even the patent that comes through, should be coming through next Tuesday. Even with the patent, it might go up by 10% with that, but it's not going to go through the roof until they have a partnership or they start making money. And both should occur this year, but this is definitely a long-term investment. I think it's a good long-term investment. I think it's going to be over $10 by 2023, that sort of thing. But so that's 5x. That's pretty sweet, but not tomorrow. Short interest change down 1.83%. Borrowed shares was about 2.4 million. Return shares 2.8 million. Utilization is at 88%. Cost to borrow is in around 18%. Days to cover 0.34. So the hedgies have very easy comes in and out, and can manipulate the market price very easily. Shares on loan currently 22.46 million, which is 10 million different from what is the estimated current short interest. So somebody in their back pocket has 10 million shares just borrowed and not doing anything with it right now, just kind of sitting on. Is it Ethereum? I don't know. Is it Citadel? I don't know. Percent of free float on loan is 21%. Estimated short interest percent of free float is 11.62%. So well under the 20% that's shorted. That is like the bar for a short squeeze to really perhaps happened. As far as the percent of free float on loan, it's over that benchmark of 20%, but the amount shorted is only 11%. And we're still over 50% in the dark pool. Let's take a look at this, and we've got days to cover, 1 point. I'd have to log in. Let's see. I won't be able to log in today. Sorry, guys. Okay, and taking a look at PROG being under 10% today, down 10%. Taking a look at the short interest, 15.54 million shares of short interest. Short interest ratio is 1.87 days to cover. Short percent interest, as far as the float goes, is down to the 11.5% figure. Dark pool short volume, 2.1 million, and they continue to put over half of the volume into the dark pool at 51%. So that's significant. And short squeeze score, this is the first time that it's like way down there, like 1259. And that's why I haven't been even acknowledging it, because I said that I would if it's on the top 100 leaderboard, but it hasn't been for a while. 1.1 million short shares availability at a cost of only 14%. So in terms of what was there, which was over 100, 200%, it's nothing like that anymore. The fails to deliver is still there, but very, very low. And in fact, for the last report, it's not due for another week, till the end of the week. Okay. So make sure you call your broker and make sure that buy and sell orders are going to a lit exchange, going to the New York Stock Exchange. Okay. So wanted to take a quick look right before we finished at Yahoo. I usually don't go to Yahoo. It's free. Everybody has that sort of thing. But okay, so we're up a little bit after hours. But when you take a look at what kind of caught my eye here was, it was the recommendation was still 2.5s in between a buy and a hold. But look at where we are. Currently, it's $1.61. The average is at $3 for any price targets. The low on it was set to be $2. The high, let's say about $4 currently. So we're way down here, which is just crazy. But until there's a partnership announcement, that's where we're going to be. But it was like, oh my gosh. And look, nobody's reporting for January yet. Nobody at all. It's like they don't want to touch this thing as far as analysts, but they do have it that it's like there are analysts out there, and in fact RBC, the Royal Bank of Canada, had a report on progenity as early as 2 weeks ago with a $6 price target, and at that point it was dipping into the $1 at that point. So we're still loving this and I wish I had all the money that I put into it right now so that I could buy it all at about $1.60. And I'm sure many people can sympathize with that. Our all-star team of doctors is world-renowned, and they're the leaders in their field. And they're going to be the presenters of this data in Belgium and Austria coming up next month. Our price target for the week, unfortunately, is going to be anywhere from $1.50 to $2. The Ortel and Fintel short squeeze data, there's only over 50% going into the dark pool. Call your broker. Do not send your orders to the dark pool. As far as the upcoming patent, I went in to get some information on that today, and again, it wasn't there. Yesterday, if I would have taken screen captures, you were able to see all the way from like 2013 when they started the process for this. This patent's been 8 years I believe, in the making. It went back years and years, the data on it. And as soon as it's up again, I'll show you. But when I went back today, it was non-existent. Crazy stuff. It must be embargoed until January 18th. But I did see it with my own eyes that it was given an approval rating for dated January 18th, 2022, not financial advice. So we believe PROG's still looking very good for long term. Thank you for watching the video, and let's go apes. Remember, you can buy and sell at any time. You don't have to hodl when it goes way up, and you don't have to hodl when it's down. Do what's good for you and your family. But you know, we still believe that this is a good thing for. We believe we believe in PROG, and hope you have a great night. Take care. Bye bye.